Hello there, Ray here, and today I'd like to share with you my upgraded version of my turtle shell farm. Having turtle farm in 1.13 is pretty useful, because with turtles growing up, they can give you scutes, and having 5 scutes can make a turtle shell helmet, and putting this helmet on can give you water breathing effect for 10 seconds underneath of water, and also doesn't give you particles anymore, which is a nice addition that they have added on since. Also, you can take this turtle shell and you put it in a brewing stand and brew it up, and you can make this potion. This is called Potion of Turtle Master, and this gives you, if you make it the strongest variation, a slowness of 6 as well as a resistance of 4. And this is really good to have because at such high resistance, mobs can do very little damage to you. So you ever feel like you're endangered, you can put this on and you can tank right through it. Now turtles also, when they die, they will produce seagrass. So this is the alternate way to get seagrass. If you've been following my Twitch streams, you know that I built up a ton of different types of 1.13 farms, and over the course of the snapshots, we have been upgrading these farms as different changes have occurred. Now, one of the changes that occurred with the turtle farm is that the turtles and the way they lay their eggs has changed. The mechanics of my old farm no longer work, where the turtles would be able to lay eggs on sand blocks that are quite far away. Now they only really lay eggs on sand that is close to them, and that's why with this design, we have the sand directly underneath them. The way that works is that there is a minecart here which the player will ride. Then you'll hold some seed grass in your hand, and you just have the right click button held down, and you can do this a number of different ways. This way you can breed up the turtles. After turtles have been given seagrass, each pair of turtles will breed, and then one of them will be able to produce some eggs, which they will lay down on top of the sand which we have underneath of them. It'll take a little while, but once the eggs do hatch, we'll have baby turtles, and I could demonstrate this by clicking on an adult turtle with a spawn egg. So if I click on them, it's going to produce some babies. And now the babies are small enough, if we press F3 and B, we can see that they're small enough that their hitboxes allow them to fit between this fence as well as this sand block. And eventually the baby turtles will get pushed off the edge and fall down into here. And once baby turtles fall down here, they're able to sit and wait 20 minutes until they become adults. And we can speed this up by feeding them seagrass. Now you can see once it turned adult, it dropped out a scute, and those are the items that we're trying to collect, and this allows us to be able to get those things to make turtle shells. Now the adult turtle itself will be inside of the blocks here, these solid blocks, when it grows up, and this way it will suffocate, and after suffocating the turtle will be able to drop seagrass. And we can pick up the seagrass as well as the scutes using this hopper minecart which is going underneath of these platforms. You can see that there. Once the minecart comes over here, it will go into this unloading station. The way that the hopper minecart station works is that there is normally a rail underneath this hopper minecart that is being powered, and when it's empty it continues on, but as soon as there's an item in the hopper minecart, then it's able to be picked up by this hopper, which comes along and gets read by this comparator and then comes up here and will unpower this power rail up above, which will stop the minecart, giving it time to unload all the items that are inside of it. Now once the items come through, they will put down into this dropper, and then what we have here is a comparator reading out into a piston which will push up this observer clock, which is going into this hopper, which updates this dropper, which allows it to go through and drop the items from here outwards. So if we have some items in there, you can see that it would be able to just constantly stay on, and the items are getting slid across this ice and put into this bubble columns, and this acts like a item elevator which launches all the items upwards. Once the items reach the top, they are moved over with a water current and they land on top of this hopper, and this hopper is normally powered, and then the player will come by with his hopper minecart and be able to pick up any seagrass that he needs to fill up his inventory to continue breeding, and then shortly after the hopper will unlock, allowing all the items to get pulled into it and put into a storage chest. So the amount of scutes as well as seagrass you get from this farm depends on the size of it. Now this here is just a small example, and you can make this farm as large as you want. You can extend this area here as well as the minecart area as well as the collection area out as long as you want, and you are limited by one thing, and that is by the random ticks. Because the eggs only hatch with random ticks, and random ticks only occur in a 16 chunk diameter circle around the player, in this case you want to be in the area where the turtles are able to get these ticks, otherwise they will never hatch. So something like a 8 by 8 chunk farm like this in a grid would make it so that most of the area is being loaded by the player with random ticks. So even a large farm like this could be quite slow, and I'll explain why. Because after you have bred up the turtles, these two turtles have to breed, and then they have to be able to find a spot to lay their egg, which could take a couple of seconds. Once the egg is laid, then you have to wait until a very specific time of the day. This is time 21,000 that we found out after doing some testing, and this is when the eggs will start to crack. So any other time of the day, the eggs won't start cracking, so they won't have a chance of hatching. So about only 50 seconds out of an entire 20-minute Minecraft day will the eggs be able to have the attempt to start cracking. And the chance that they will crack is that they only about crack once every 68 seconds, so it'll take approximately about 3 days for them to completely hatch out. This is because each egg has to crack 3 times before it hatches, and then after it does hatch, it has to come down here and it takes another 20 minutes for them to completely grow up into an adult. It takes 2 seagrass to breed up a pair of turtles, and then those turtles can lay anywhere between 1 to 4 eggs in a batch, and then each of those eggs will produce baby turtles, and once they grow up, the adults, when they die, they can on average produce about 1 seagrass each. This means you can automatically get the seagrass back again and then use it to breed up some more pairs of turtles and continue the process. An easy, automatic turtle shell farm that allows you to get scutes, turtle shells, and even some seagrass. Thank you for watching, and if you found this interesting, show me the like and share this with others. If you'd like to see more 1.13 farms as well as other things I have invented, go ahead and subscribe to my channel as well as hit that bell button so you get notifications. And if you have any questions, be sure to ask them down in the comments. Bye bye!